Hey everybody, Nick Wilson here, and of course it's Cinderella week on Wilson and Parcell. We're continuing that on digital here on WFNZ.com. We've gotten to so many lists this week, but today we're going to go ahead and focus on the top 5 Cinderella head coaches of all time. I'm going to give you my list. This is the master list. No other list really matter. Some other guy who may or may not work on the show.
Rise.
We'll go ahead and potentially pop in at some point in
Fast forward.
In the meantime, I'm going to start. This is not because he coached at Bowling Green. My number 5, Jim Larrañaga. Now, it's very important to note, I'm not good at spelling, so some of these names might be incorrect. And also, Larrañaga, come on, what do you expect from me? However, honestly, this is built on one great run at George Mason, the 2006 time where they went to the Final Four. But honestly, it was one of the best stories. I think they had one or two other round of 64 wins, but for the most part, it's 2006. Meanwhile, Greg Marshall of Wichita State coming in at 4 for me. That's 2 G's, by the way. So Greg Marshall, and really what it came down to, 5 round 1 wins, a Sweet 16, and a Final Four. They haven't been that good recently, but it doesn't really matter because you still got that Final Four appearance. Number 3, the top 3 was the toughest for me. Brad Stevens of Butler. What that guy did at 5 years at Butler is, quite honestly, it shouldn't be allowed for Cinderella stories or for mid-majors. 4 round 1 wins, 2 title games in 5 years as a head coach. It's no wonder he went on to do good things in the NBA as well. Number 2, and I know that this is going to maybe infuriate some people, Rollie Massimino. Now, if you're wondering, why is Rollie not number 1? Well, because Villanova wasn't a traditional Cinderella most years. It just so happened that the year that Rollie won the national championship in '85, they were the 8th seed. So we absolutely should put a huge premium on titles. I'm not going too far with it, though. Again, he's the 2 seed because number 1, and I'm sorry to anybody who disagrees, although I'm not that sorry, Mark Few of Gonzaga. He took Gonzaga. Here's how good Mark Few was. First off, 16 round 1 wins, 5 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8, and a title game as well to boot. He has taken them from being a true Cinderella to no longer being considered a Cinderella anymore. They're one of the favorites of college basketball. He's graduated Cinderella-ness. I think that is the epitome of Cinderella stories in college basketball. So here you go. Jim Larrañaga, Greg Marshall, Brad Stevens, Rollie. See, this is the greatest list ever.
No, that's okay. So hopefully you fast forwarded to this point. Thank you. You know how to use technology.
I would rewind.
This list is kind of irrelevant, but now I'll give you my top 5
Which are not
Cinderella
official.
coaches of all time. We're going to start. Look,
Is this 1.0?
This is 4.3.
4.3, okay.
Yeah, or 3.4. It just depends on the day. So look, Mark Few, yeah, he's great and everything, but the guy who started it all at Gonzaga, you're making me bend over for this. I don't appreciate that. Dan Monson. Okay, Dan Monson, he's the OG at Gonzaga. You can't spell Gonzaga without OG, and you can't think of Gonzaga without Dan Monson.
You can spell Dan Monson without OG, though.
That's just true, but you can't spell it without an O, so that's halfway there.
There's
so
2 O's,
I'm gonna
really,
count
so
there.
he'd be an OO.
He'd be an OO. Ooh, that's what I said when Gonzaga made the Elite 8 in 1999. First run that got him started. Number 4, I'm actually going to have Brad Stevens a little lower than you. Look, the first run was a Cinderella run. I do a little bit. The first run was a Cinderella run. The second run, they were pretty good, so I look, it's still nice that you did what you did at Butler, but I've got some coaches ahead of you. Number 3, this is a tie. This is a tie. I'm going with Coach Carter from Richmond High School, and I'm going with Norman Dale.
No.
From Indiana, okay, Jimmy Chitwood, the Hoosiers, Coach Carter. I can't pick between the 2.
Straight pandering. We do not pander on Wilson and Parcell. Your list is now officially pandering. I am. No.
You can't tell me that anybody's done a better job at building from ashes than Coach Carter or Norman Dale. So those are the true Cinderella stories. Number 2, I'm gonna go look at my list for a second. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got Don Haskins.
List.
That's all right. Don Haskins. Look, he was 52 years ago. He's easy to forget. But what you can't forget is Texas Western winning the national title, 1966. The movie Glory Road, fantastic movie. I'm a big movie guy in my list. I don't know if you noticed that. I've been influenced by the corruption of Hollywood. But number 1, I can't believe that Nick forgot about this guy. Jim V. Jim Valvano winning it at NC State, beating Houston. Look, I'm sorry, you're pandering to Carolina fans. I get it. You don't want to include NC State. We tend to forget they exist. But
it's a Power 5, or it's a Power 5 school. It's a major school.
Yeah, it's a great school. It's a great school. They still were the biggest underdog to win a national championship
Where's
in
your
history.
Raleigh? Where's your Raleigh?
Raleigh Massimino. You know what? I don't care about Raleigh Massimino.
Yeah, that's fine.
Villanova,
Don
that's
Haskins,
fine.
bum.
All right. Well, 1, 3, 4, 5. That's how the list should really work. This is the best list.
While we're at it, overrated movie. Overrated movie.
You're not wrong.
And Jimmy Chitwood can kiss my ass.
All right, there we go. Jimmy Chitwood can kiss your ass. He can kiss Nick's
my
ass.
Okay, not your ass. That would be weird.
All right. Well, there's the list.